And welcome back to the second part of this hotel database management system. We'll close that. So let's come down here. We need to add the following. So first of all, let me just create a divider here, or kind of like a comment. Now the next thing I would like to do now is to create a label, and that's going to be for my tags. I will need about 3 of those. Yeah, subtotal and total. Now let's change the name of these widgets around and get them positioned. First of all, the role of this is going to be row 0 column 0, row 1 row 0 column 1. Yeah, and this one is going to be row 2 column 1. Okay, I'm going to need one more. Yeah, so there. So in that case, this is going to be 0. Okay, we need a text box. Let's look for a text box. I think I do have some here. Let's change them around. So this text box is going to be for this very one. Paste, that's going to be row 0 column 1. I need another text box here, and this is going to be row 1 column 0. Yeah, row 1 column 1. That's correct. Now we get it somewhere. One more here. Row number 2 column 0 column 1, row number 2. That's correct. And one more. Okay, then we then change the names around, and this one is going to be, that will be 3 0 1. That is correct. Now we also need to change the names around. This is going to be frame 3. That's frame 3. Enter 3 there. Another one here. Frame 3. Another frame 3. And finally, frame 3. And this one, this should be frame 3 as well. Okay, that should be a net. Now, one thing is we need to increase the size of the text box, the width. Let's look at this width. I'm going to make that 76. 76. Then we change the names around. 76 and 76 here. This very one, I'm going to call this one, that will be number of days. This, I'm going to call this, the next one, paid tax, and followed by subtotal. Finally, we call this total cost. There. Let's run it and see before I change the widget details. Look at that, guys. Okay, that's what we want, and I like that. Now we're almost there. Underneath here it's going to be buttons. So but before that, I'm going to change the names around properly, and I'll get back to you. You know what to do anyway. Look at it. There we go. All I just need to do is to give them appropriate names. Close that. This one is going to be the very first one here. I'm going to call it days. Okay, those are just the name I want to change to make it look official and for my own understandings as well. Yeah, okay, I'm going to speed that up and get back to you. Alright guys, those are the lines of codes for the labels and text box. Let me write it. And there we go. Now underneath here, I'm just gonna add some buttons. So let's close that, and I'm going to copy this, paste it right here. This will be for my buttons. You can even call it widget buttons. Right. Okay, and right underneath here, I'm going to create the very first button. So I'm going to say serve.btn total and add data. That's going to be the name of my button. So the widget is widget button, and in there is going to be right inside a button frame there. Okay, I'm going to get it padded, let's say to the x-axis. I'm going to give that about, I'm going to set it for 1 now, and let's add border, make that 4, and fonts, I'll make the font about 16. So let's just copy this font and dump it here, make that 16. And width, let's say the width, that's going to be 13. The height, I'm going to make the heights go for 2. Right. What about the text on it? The text on it, let's come down right here. The text on it, put this one down so that you guys can see it. Okay, the text on it, I'm gonna call that add new and total. Yeah, something like that. Okay, add new and total, that will be the name, the value in my text box. Okay, and I think that would do it. So I'm just gonna say dot grid, and that will be row is going to be 0 equals 0, and the column is going to be equals 0 as well. Make that 0. Okay, then we can even get it padded to the okay. Alright, let's try it out. Let's just see. Whoa, I have an error. Button frame. Let's come in here and see what it's called. It's called bottom frame. Okay, that's my error. Let's come back here and just change that. Change this as well. There. So we can now run it and see how that's going to look like. There we go. That's my very first button there hanging around. Let's see. Why am I putting this here? I can also just say, let's get it padded here anyway. Let's get rid of, oh, that was 1. Get rid of this. Yeah, let's try it again. and we can just copy and paste. There we go, the button is fine. So all I'll just do now is copy and paste and change the names around. I need, in total it will be 7. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so button number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now this is row, yeah, so this one will be column 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I need 2 more. Copy that, just paste it there, and we change the names around. So this one will be 5 and 6, 5, 6 there. So I'm going to run it and let's see how it's all going to look like. There we go. Look at my interface, look at the buttons, they're all in place. Alright, let's exit out and start work with renaming of this button. This one is going to be known as exit, and the button name will be exit. Change all of this to exit. There we go. This is going to be known as reset. Repeat the same thing here, reset. Let me follow my consistent naming there, that's fine. And the next one is going to be known as search. The text on it is search. Delete. And repeat the same thing here. Okay, we're almost there. We have display, and this one will be display, and that is all there is to it. So I'm going to run it, save and run. There we go, guys. The interface is now ready. That's good. Now the next thing I'd like to do now is I'm going to create the back end for this very application. I've already imported a name there, import hotel database, or I'm just going to change it to import database hotel, right? Yeah, because I already have that name used. So it's going to be import database name. So I'm going to copy this. Now let's go to file, open up new, and this very file we're going to save it as, that is it, database hotel. Save. There we go. And this is going to be my back end. So in there I'm just going to enter hash, and we just call it back end. And for this back end to work, you will have to import the following. Import SQL Lite. You're going to, if you don't have SQLite, you will have to install that on your system as well. Okay, now that is done, I believe you guys do have SQLite. Now let's start work with my method. So the very first method I'm going to put in place is going to be known as hotel data, and those are going to be the data inside my hotel. So let's say local variable con, or you can call it communication, equals SQL Lite 3 dot connect Okay, and what will be the name of my database? Yeah, let's make a name for our database. I'm going to call that bookings. Yeah, in lowercase. booking.db. That's going to be the name of my database. Now let's come down here and let's say cursor equals command connect dot cursor, and we also want the current to execute as follows. Execute the following. So I'm going to say, using uppercase in there, let's come in here and just say create a table, and that table, if not on the system, if not exists, so the table name is booking. Okay, and I'm going to have an ID for it. ID is going to be integer. Let's put that in lowercase. Right, and the integer is the primary key, comma. Now my very first column, I'm going to call that customer ID, and that will be data type is text, comma. The next one is going to be first name, data type is text, comma, followed by surname, and the data type is text, comma. Alright, let's just press enter here so that you guys can see it all. I'm going to go for address here. Data type is text. You can see this is in black, so let's come in and just say space backslash. Okay, it's now in green. It's changed color. So the next one is going to be gender. Yeah, gender, and the data type is text as well, comma, mobile number, let's go for text. Now nationality, text. What else? Proof of ID, text. Okay, I'm going to put a comma here. Let's say date in, that's going to be in text. Date out, text as well. Okay, and one more, that will be the email. Text. Close that. Right, now I have all my fields in place. There should be a comma here. You can just move this here if we want. So let's just check and make sure it's all correct. Okay. Oh, there's an error here. That should be dots. That's the current dot execute. Alright, so now let's run this up. I'm going to say connect dot connect, and we also need to get it closed. Dot close. So that is my very first function taken care of. Now let's take care of another one. This other one is going to be known as, let me just call that add hotel. add hotel records. There. In the case of add hotel records, I need the details, all of this here. I'm going to copy them and just paste it in here and delete the text on it. There. Let's delete all of the text. Those are the names of my fields. Get rid of all of those. Bring this up here. Repeat the same thing here, and so on. So those are the fields inside the parameters. So let's enter column there. They're actually acting as the arguments for this method here. Right. Okay, in total it should be 11. There's 4, another 4 here, and 3 here. That's cool. Right. Now let's come in here now and define my table. So come right in here, and that is going to be okay. Connect with SQL dot connect, and that is going to be the name of the table. Then the other one is, I'm going to have to say, yeah, let's get current as well. Paste that in there. And the other one is, we need to get it executed as well. I'm going to copy that, copy, paste that underneath here. Come on, man, let's get that indented. Yeah, and this, we have to close that as well. Right. Then as for the execute, now we need to specify, we want you to insert as follows. Insert into the value the following. Value right now is nil value, so we said okay, comma, and we say question mark, comma, another one, and another one. 11 of those. Let's copy this. And one more. And right here, enter. Okay, comma, and backslash. And let's just cover here up. And right underneath here, I'm going to now get all my fields, copy all my fields. That's meant to be the continuation of this, so I'll just put it there and close the bracket. There we go. So if you notice, there's one bracket here. Okay, closing these here, and there's one here. Right. Okay, I'm going to create another method that is to view my data. So I'm going to call that viewData. And viewData takes in nothing. And right here, I need my SQL, the local variable, the connect equals SQL3, and it's meant to connect straight into booking database. Okay, the current database cursor, and I also need the execute. So I'm going to copy the execute here, paste it right here. In the case of the execute, I'm just going to enter an SQL statement, and that will be select from booking system. Booking is called, it's now booking system. Close that. There. Check out whatever we have inside the rules. Let's say current dot fetch. official. Let's move this here. I'm going to copy this, paste it right underneath. Those goals that I want. Right, there we need to just say return the rows. So come down here and say return rows with an S. So we're returning whatever we have in here. Okay, that is fine. Now the next one, the next function is going to be for delete. So I'm going to copy all of this, just come right down here, paste that for the delete, and change this to delete record. Okay, that's fine. Delete record. And now let's use SQL. Oh, delete record by ID. Okay, then let's use SQL to determine what we are deleting. So that's going to be delete from, get rid of the star. The star means all. Delete from, okay, where ID equals question mark, because we don't know what we're deleting anyway. So we say ID. There we go. Let's enter a comma here. Right. Here that's an error. It should be a bracket. So we've taken care of delete. Let's see. We have to get rid of this. And we have to make that delete actually commence the action. Paste that in there and get rid of this. It's not going to return anything anyway. There. Okay, we need two more, and that's going to be the search data and the update data. I'm going to have to speed that up, and there we go. Yeah, you guys cannot see here, so I'm going to have to maybe reduce the font a little bit. Let's go for maybe 12. Apply. No, not good enough. 11. All right. 11 seems fair. Or maybe just it's a backspace here and press enter. Okay, this one you can see that properly. Right, and you can see this as well. That's all there is to it. So let's just run this up here. There. Okay, guys, I would say that's the back end taken care of. So let's take it up so that you guys can see it. Take it from the top. I have hotel data, add hotel record, view data, delete record, and search data and update data. Take a good look at the lines of code. You can always pause your system to type it out. That's it. So I'm going to save this. We cannot run this, okay, but what will happen is this is the back end that will actually create a database called booking. So when you're running, nothing will happen, but the database should be officially created by now. So if we come in here, there we go. That's my booking. Look at it right there. And these are my previous ones anyway that I practiced with. 1, 2. This is the latest one. Okay, let's minimize that. Make sure it is saved. And let's go back to our front end. Okay, minimize that. And now back to the front end. That is it right here. At the front end, if you notice, I've called you must import database hotel. Okay, you have to import that, else it's not gonna work. And that's why I included that as part of the import libraries that I have here. Now the next thing we want to do for this system to be able to work is we must write some more functions to carry out the calculations, to display, update, delete, search, reset, and exit. Okay guys, I will call it the end of the second part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.